So my Ghana TV from so far Adwenepahene aka Enkrata Mukinkon aka Fufukin aka Bema Yemfa Nigeria Enemunya Fom aka Mitua no my no matiem Abusoni de kwanso baso a na wa share video no ed amaye na sabi da bia se yes ye trans din a ne ye ya akwa te sabi panya otifie na wa hwe man kora we nanka ebu nanka we forward dey wo ka ho bi enam se yes ye ntenase Emma nanka no mo we no yemfo yen ka ho bi nche be ka no kore e da kire oman a ye free mu a ye frɛ no oman Ghana enyewa bi omudidi eye Rev.Owusu Bempah no sabi entwaye ni papa bi ya no na bi mafa nyansa kwan so se be gu nanim ase ni papa bi ya no oba bonte so be voice out be ka no kore a ne enya amanfo bi gina ho a tam na nipa na ebo omo ne de na aye omo de ne yesoso no so ne dromra nipa ne e ka no kore de akire omo de ho de yesi buoi ho de yesi buoi mi Adwenepahene ne matrasi did mani atoto fom ahye ne wa bia ekoso media no so a entwaye matrasi di ahye media no so ne wa bia ekoso a efa aye Dr. Rev.Owusu Bempah wa abusua enem adwene hia adentina ya Reverend aboa obi otimi di ne ti eto ho se Nana Addo amenya akonwa na omuntwa ne ti efiri so na afede ekoba ne sai se mu treatment sa treatment wey obi otimi di ne kra to ho ya kontra kese enam politics ntino enema wapa ya fam enye no makuma na afede ekoba ne sai satam no mona mutete social media na nnem se makuma na Addo no satam na mo yefa satam no na mo kasama na Addo ana satam de ba de na Addo no nya firi mo muti ya na se hode ai kre Japan be US ubenya kwa hia no we ba ha ubenya kwa hia no we be kwa ubenya kwa hia no ntin eno na muda tra ewiase ne Ghana man na enkoso no ebesi ne anyamra sam ekoso e wo my Ghana mu efa Reverend ho Dr. Owusu Bempah no ebesi ne the question is mine so ye dey e de ba de e na mine ye abusa mo share video no na number timu masumu se me Adwenepahene de me trans me fa so akwan me da ne ma chenchena e wo me kwan no ye obi ti sa agrada we ti Ghana agrada ti Ghana e bokro no e de nyamrasem e dewu ono mpo no mo anya hwe ye twa omra mo share video no ne enko abusua na na de mbetensem me Adwenepahene de sa ani we bi se de wo de fa me fichire de a nya de betena ase ama
na mpato ko edo hema mi wo fa bie mo
wo ba so no ahye
ma me na so wo fa se ni scan kwa so kokuro na ma ye ne dey tuna fi na send there e kwa ba tu na me announce tap nka dia tap send na no so ye dia apo aba obia ja no dugu no phone so na wo dey register this and this ka kofi ayente na hwe na wo kwa mo te ko trace ka extra ma mesra me kan for tap send amount so you use iPhone and no so betam no akọ app store no download the go phone so Android phone so no ko Google Play no download the go phone so mesra and I will send this so I mesra o first transaction be no we so we hear promo code mo so ba Adwenepahene Adwenepahene e the go yes ntimpacho wo boguma wo Europe ko da wo benya €5 free before the some for there for mama na no why din say
odo na me nye din say
adentia
me call my sister fie ni tiri hu nyina ni mo nyina kuku
wo sister tiri hu kuku eno na ye odadwene no
aye me dadwene ka
David man ha ho kura mama me kafo hair TLC amount hair TLC or UK me say mama wow tiri hu kuku se me say kura da emro aforo kura be gym ma ya no young boys na afa
sa omoton
enku kama pa utiri nyumbe se na ha wo da video ye twagui the way video twagui on enku no no mda ye nwina se na ha sa no ogu wa natural hair me ka se utiri nya popo utiri nwa kukuo ene bibia no ukoto healthy asia obema utiri nwina se na
adofo Becky TV secret ama ne kana ayo soche na ha ene ma yie pie divine organic skincare product and amma me color yi shining like a star Miss Ramo omo wo UK mun contact omo mo ship worldwide say we tuntumo we koko say we honey ho
ebejew na say wo no wo so ka for divine organic skincare product ama manfo na say kunu na ajew sa no Owusu sa pepe baso no ayede no a share video no eda amaye me Adwenepahene de da bia be bia no kwenda no meka me metrase mama ye propaganda bia de e wa ha sei ye nyina e wa ha ena reverend ye ni mumwa a wode aboa e Nana Addo satana Nana Addo hia ne moa no mo sa ankofo na moto mo ye tobe no na mo hefa ehe na mo na sabi obi ya asole na nipa na ye no na se mo se mo kwa chi nipa na eti sabi mo am kwa ni nyasa fa ni nyasa ebi na mutirimu ana wa koduru hono ma na se osu kwa chi nipa ne boys a oye panyi ti panyi na wo ye no ese wotimi kwa nipa no na wo ka tell no se ebi adewe ni adewe se nti ene baba be ye de ye pese be chi onkura na nipa no enka je so ke sada mo ni kan na ebi a me am de nkran beba na se mo anko na se nkran na ma ehon na afre mo tiwa take saa de mo kokoye saa se fonam kokodi ye no nipa ni preachi ehon am koto tututuo preacher o preach na say even though say agrada comfort ba we mpo no mo chi na mutimi ko han air condition dan and the man dem ye to my ganem agrada comfort ba we mutimi chi agrada ko man air condition da na agrada pia bontia oba be kasa bebre once agrada to mutimi nya agrada bibia because of say agrada pia bontia the way agrada be tete moto no the way agrada be ye mo no eno na musuro ekwa mode Rev.Owusu Bempah so no enye kwamapa na se nipa ne ka na muso asema ene video papa yempo na wosu why na mutimi ko chi nipa no obi a mode moko chi nipa na nipa no ho fa no emra so tire se nipa no ho fa na ye fo no ko hospital ne ko hwe no ye na ko hospital ne ko hwe na mako ne din so asinu so a mode by force akọ threat doctors na won se order from above say ye meka tell mo say chenchira ye tutu dress na won so no ye yi enso na sini pa no so na eye ne nkwa no ye nyi so ni free no so doctors ka tell mo say chemu chema mo say da mu ntie mo de by force tutu ehoma ne free papa no so ena mo de side call cells na mo de ko ye no mama ne na why anaju 2 o'clock na mo sa ko pick papa no na mo de ne kwai o sa adwenbone o mutirim because of say adwuma na mo sese say sa tara mo say mo ji papa ne kra free ne nsem but wiase nipa nya me esira no o sefo no tanfo timi nya no hweda na agenda bia mo kreti yese ka mo de be gu papa ne nim ase mo kreti agenda say nipa ono to ase go onde oso no so nya me konkron nipa otimi de ne kra to ho se na Addo anya konwa o mo ntwa ne tin free so na ene afraid the way na mo se mo kasa ma MPP no propaganda dirty politics na mo ye no some dirty politics no ene mo ne dirty politics na mo to social media mo ye na mo tumi nka no kre because of say ene obi koso na IGP dan pare what one am mo tumi akofo different card number plate akoboka ahofro ho different card number plate akoboka ahofro ho say fa akoko chi obi na IGP ni pale ka so ye disappointed da do kan ko posa na se ko kan ka se ka we a mo ko fa nipa no e sa ahomache no video e ko so nyina no ye o side video so nyina de e wo ho at the right time ye be drop ni nyina ye drop ya sa mo secret de na mo se Ghana ye kama sem no sa na mo ni nyina no mo we hu say yes because kan the way na anadwo no sa rough driver no mo de drive o kwan so kwampu na enye safe driver no more driver kwan so top speed no more kono na Rev.Owusu Bempah boys so de akire no more take video bibia ni nyina ewe ha ye metena se e ma da bia ye tena se mehwemo na da bia o akwa bi to ne tikoto no si wonom na odi nkwasasem ade nti akra Japan beba US nto betima nya kwa akohia no ti nkwasasem kwa no mudie hweka no bi personie number plate na o mo de boss aka no ho na o mo ko chi eye reverend no ka no bi person enie enti car na esinkan what we go for number plate e BA number plate na me bobo car no say fa nkonko che no when na dan pale atuo e na wo hwe the dan pale ni me say on the musicians e na wo che wo obi a wagidi eni o wa ko choose see na say ye videos couple of videos yes na say amafo say yes oh dan pale the air boy adwuma but e say mu no say enam obi so enam biaso na homa de edi hu no so The question is a debe na Reverend or the year Ghana for. And before me catch them, a debe na Reverend Owusu Bempah at the year mo. Nti papa odi amono na wie enye dirty politics na moto amoye na adentia minya baba ame ngege eye NDC ni nti adentina one Reverend eye fine na momoto on na akufo ado na nado one mahama omonya aka o na nado ne mahama omo ntokodo omontebo ti wa wote back a wo kase we NDC ni we MPP ni nti adentia so one ni panika no unim nyansa some dirty politics na obi NDC ni ntokokase obi MPP ho a mafa no tan obi botimi hia obi se we de we NDC ni opemo mpa amemoa no jimiesa na omu de sigana na bi mu tete abrochire na politics na wewu mu tirim what one na who defend president oteswa you have to think twice you cannot credit that mu what one say who defend president oteswa you have to think twice because at the end no on na we enjoy na na do ko 8 years o me president bi mu da ene sika wo no say chabam o na yere no ma o mba enjoy e ma bra bom nyina kosi ba woto e na wafa obi ho tan so bi NDC ni they say Reverend Owusu Bempah MPP ni na so bi NDC ni eso mo yaka na matimi aprane na makwa fo mai no sem kwa koku no ekum na na kam kwa koku papa no ekum na na kam kwa koku papa no but wiase de nyame hira no o sefo ntumi se ne da o sefo ntumi se ne da so bi NDC ni obi MPP ni enti na de ye nyina Ghana fo also sa mentality na wo mutrim no eno na ma o mai Ghana no enkoso no mentality na wo mutrim no ade nti obi nti why obi a right say otimi kasa na na do ya de na nya obi a right so otimi kasa tia nya aboa ne kwasea ene be so e wo president ho ye nyina tia se wo bo ni issue bae e kon be ne yanko amana na do e duru se eyemo de momo de na yemo de o say ye ne duru se ya kana kwa kire mu de a na ne na mbo afumewa munya hunu hwe utie Reverend Owusu Bempah no musema agusua wanga sakra wo ebe ho owo ebe ho mese meti wa me hwe video na angasa ne na fa me angasa chese mabubu na chese agemesem adentia papa ni panaye akwanchira kesem pa bo a wo boye na Nana Addo we nyina chi no na ne nyina cha eredu no kan say after 1 year after Nana Addo we ka say happy birthday so time na Nana Addo e pa akunya no na Nana Addo suban a different tema Nana Addo e pa akunya no na Nana Addo suban a different but Nana Addo manya akunya ni we no so manya wie nti eno na akofa saa no ma we nyina ayede aba and MPP for every sunim say the way Reverend Nana Addo no e we bonya chances eno no be brede e wo saa akonya no saa de esesu etimi gina so omo chi no no aye host na doye da bia be ka no kre host na doye na tim kokko gina na host na doye kro poko ye no o se treatment e de ma omo no na nye treatment papa we nyina IGP oto na asoso na se IGP na ngasa ade woni kan se Owusu Bempah wo issue dadana dan pare woni Owusu Bempah mo issue dadana mo meka ne ntie agrada out Ghana so ne agrada issue ntam kokko che ne dia ene ye disappointed pa o kwan fa so mo che no obi na obro mra so o Ghana obi amro mra so e wo Ghana ho but e kwan fa so mo ko che papa no enye kwan papa e kwan fa so mo ko che na musa jojo no enye kwan ya na se mo ko che papa no jojo no sa jojo no agrada we mpo mutimi to mo nsa frɛ no nanka Reverend Owusu Bempah na ka mutimi ento mo nsa frɛ na na ade tra agrada se fo agrada ti Ghana ye no mutimi enye no sa eno mani bi ade tra mutimi nye no sa but nipa na wodi mo nim ede mo ko hwɛ enkwa no ene de mo pese mo pushi nipa no ede ko wo mebo a hosina doye ene etimi ko ho okoduru wo no o se treatment o mo de man no ne treatment papa na wo se wo no po no ade ntina o mo pam wo hosina doye free wo de to pam wo hosina doye ebni free wo se wo en free wo a o mbebo no tuo nkwase asem sei na ma ye wa nyina wie na papa no tene ba bi na wo dwene no ho na aduru mra se papa so be ka no kure because wiase asem sha wo so cha na wan ka no kure etimi ku free wiase na papa na e ka no kure afode MPP for na mo kasa just politics e wura mutim a mo politics afode pa bi mo tan no mahama ni Nana Addo omo sia no mo didi mo ni ma ye ka kire mo mahama ni Nana Addo omo sia no mo didi ade kan Japan onabo ayen Nana Addo pa ne e ka se Ibrahim mahama honorable Ken and your best friend Pani Ibrahim. Ah, na Ibrahim Ama or your MPP ni. So or your NDC ni. As all the opposite here. To woody politics chi. Now one you so watching it. Now that there be an also media. Nana Addo, Mahama, wayo. At the end of the day, no, one answer and I waste two time. And you say Ghana, yen na ya born on mine course fine. But and yes, I know man as a mrano. Obiti baby on him send pandanya position baby. Into no di kan ho, nti yen kan mie nipa no. Yen kan efa mie nipa no. Wa bra munim sa ade akwan fa so mo de papa ne fa so nye, mo sa gusu di papa nani. Why? Mo gusu na mo di papa nani. Na brand bi at US. Kika kan sem bia to say ono de da bia no ensem ba so be kan okrepa no bia ono otu o say Ghana nkoso so be fight ma agrada otu o say o say Ghana enkoso na wo be kasa tia Rev.Owusu Bempah wo be kasa tia no ono na o kum nipa ono na wanya boni bi no ono na wanya ade eboro so no wo be kasa tia no na wa be ka aboa agrada say over support agrada wo nyansa Jimmy and a word Jimmy. Nyansa for Nyansan, a bin out trim. Moment, Reverend, and no sema, and then Obeka Kayan to say, Ara, where was ya?
And Penny and a Macassa.
Indeed, there are some people who have spoken to me.
Nah, it was say, Monsieur Makuma Munsem go.
And it has become necessary for me to pour out my heart.
Because our dear friend Yaudi said, "Old man, it's now more and more."
Because if you harbor offense or bitterness in you, it's not a good thing.
It is a baby how now Pemuka.
So
a boama a free.
When you are worried about something or you are not happy about something, and you speak out, is one of the means of venting out the bitterness or the offense.
I don't know me.
So listening to me.
Sir.
I do not think that I am above the law.
But the minimum say, so will be famra kwansua. Famra kwansu ye.
Sir.
If you want to apply the law against someone, I think it should be done properly.
Say a bro, a mrano soa, not just say, Obishasi.
Now,
yes.
If it goes beyond what is expected within the law, then it means that there is somebody behind it, perhaps, doing something about that matter.
A 750 years,
I am not going to make any comment about how this whole thing came about.
And I'm caught in Sensen Binti.
Because of certain matters pending in court.
The wise man is talking.
I was saying, Mamote.
Yes.
But I think it's necessary for you to know certain things and also for the whole world to know certain things.
And to TM social media.
So if you are streaming live on any social media platform, I would ask you to listen and listen clearly. Those of you seated in this auditorium as well, I would want you to pay attention and listen very clearly.
Answer last week.
Now last week I mentioned during my preaching that I was really offended.
Now me can prefer say Ghana man penny.
And I said it without mincing words that I was so much offended in the President of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo and IGP.
Me can be him say your vice so. Vice President Baumia.
I also mentioned that I was so much offended in the Vice President of Ghana.
Me can be him say IGP. In addition
to that, I mentioned that I was so much offended in the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ekufu Dampare. Now, why did I make mention of all these? Why? Now, it is the why I am going to answer this afternoon. If you recall, we were having church service. And during the church service, we heard gunshots around the premises of the church. And you all recall that there were some people running from the streets into the premises of the church. And because of the gunshots and what was happening, we were all concerned. We wanted to know what was happening outside the walls of the church. So it was during church service. I had not closed. So because of the gunshots, I walked out of the door.
Sabi, my bay, any timua, wokoso kwa kochi na wo ya solia, ese otutututu. Wa abra nipa no onye kromfo. Nipa no nkodi ewu. Nti etuo na moto no na nyansa be ni wom. Munim nyansa se mubetimi ato enkra afre nipa no. Ana mobema oshers ni bi abon nka yese sei na tie nti ewia ye twen mopo asole aye ne ebia Rev. Ewon sem ye de ba ku mienu ye de eka dabi enam se na omobo epo afa eye Rev. dr0ps Bempah wonti no ena mutaki saa ade na chese eye sanfo no mudi ni saa tam no moko police atade enhye mo show ID card bia eno asema ko togu omo so e wa aso ndem o no mo sate etutututuo na ne papa mu a saa ne no saa ane no mama nipa no adi ya o sei na mo prekwan bi so afa so agu nipa na nim ase e wo my Ghana mu na mu wie ya saa nim guase we nyina achi no mo san esole na mo se edi papa na tem de be na mo jefri papa no wo yen tase nya sa hwe han ni biem enough is enough mo jimi ache too much mo na mbatra social media na mo keka nsem to papa no so na mo twetwetwa ntro basa bi no enough is enough mo nye steady because ensemfo ena mudi no ya trase ahwe mudin ache moni nyansa mo mampani a wote so Nana Addo na IGP dampare wote ho na sabi omutimi de number plate obi private car number eko bo tundra ho say de kwakwa chi obi de ko chi sofo na adenti na mona monim nyansa na mo ba be kasa twanto to papa no so no adenti na monim se mo pese Ghana koso no na monim se obi atimi de number plate akobo ka ho a number plate no all the way from BA samfu say na se wonwini nipa ho krompo na and now say dirty politics are more yentino mon kan okre so called dirty politics and so when I want to know where say dirty politics no you unya hwe emfiri de woyem at the end of the day no ejimie e na wo say dey unya firim onwini nipa boam say satam de na mo ye no yoyo bobobo edru say dia na afirim ba betra social media ki kanse muhunu poto sa se we papa o absa wanyo ono ti US wona wotimi ye video part 1 up to part 20 na se phone Owusu ban usa won kan okurenti no da bia na wanim ayese obi a wada asole da bia wanim ase obi a wada asole ase da bia yabo because of say no kra won kan bi ntrotwa na ayebude
of the church.
And I was asking the security men what was happening outside. And some people mentioned that the gunshots were coming toward this direction. Why? So those people that came in mentioned to me that that there are some people with guns that had seized Reverend Nana Addo. They had whisked him away. Nansa no mo beche sofa Nana Addo no. Omo de car abbo sofa Nana Addo mu ka mu amana electric pole amana bu Now they also said that the people who caught Reverend Nana Krobia and ran away with him, they first of all hit his car, and his car hit a pole, and the pole fell. And they are not very sure what had happened. And they were beating him and hitting him with the guns they had, and they put him into the car and they drove off. Now another man of God called Reverend Bechi, some of the guys had chased him away, and he was running another direction, and the guys were following him. Now I am the general overseer of this church. So you can imagine that I heard a news that some unknown people have come to whisk away one of my pastors, and they've gone to an unknown place. I couldn't continue with service. So I handed over to some the pastors, and I told them to continue with service because I wanted to follow up to see how the matter was going to turn.
In fact, me drew baby a bar for no one.
Now, when I got to the place where the bar, the pub is,
street kitwe bi da ho. And I'm who said
now I noticed that there were a lot of people on the streets, and it was like a pandemonium had occurred. And so I inquired what happened. And I also asked the people gathered there, where is Pastor Krobia and Pastor Bechi?
Papa and Crophobia too. Abeti to
now, the response they gave me was that there were some unidentified people who had caught Reverend Krobia, put him in a car, and they were the ones who were shooting the guns, and they took him away somewhere, they don't know.
In fact,
I was really frightened because I didn't know what was happening.
Police car be and our police patrol team car Ababe Jesus of Nana Krobia.
Now later on they told me that there was another patrol car of the police that came to rescue Reverend Krobia and took him away. Now that made me a bit comfortable. So I asked, where is Reverend Bechi? They told me he managed to run and seek refuge in somebody else's house.
Abusia chese otena na sa odwene saa enoma na ekoso na ani enyan what nsem de we a yebesa atoa ne nsem so ba se otena ase na se odwene ho a na se obenya ebimu omaba social media ne esa kasetia reverend ya medwene wa mente ase me de me mama esa mu dirty politics no bebe no kwenda no ne da to pepepe ye catch Dr. Isaac Rev.Owusu Bempah say o wadofo for ho ye tai na chi 24/7 ye be kan okre e da kire nipa because you see as MPP any I can say omunye akonya so bi ma NDC ne beba say NDC so ni so MPP ne beba nti adentina esem be dirty politics na me de makoma eni me bia me re nyina kokko hye politics mu wa abra metimi de me sa akwakwa ye adwuma on se sa nkofo we se mbebre no de nti a MPP fo no bi mo etwasi a omoye sa no ma no e kire se na omunim se enwosra e wo papa no so no obetimi ayedai akansem amanato na nadu etrim na kana nadu etie no na kana nadu aye neoma a ese reverend nyankopon yi akyense wonyema oman no sana na nadu eba beye pepepe ka Ghana enye ne se ne ebi muto omo bre no on hwetema na nadu omunyamfa omusanka eye reverend no also the way anano ma ekoso kama trans di na do ko akiri na so hwe tam a omkodi sa nyamra asem no up to date covid ba ye edebe na reverend wanye afa mo my Ghana ye nyina wa ha onam no cheche nuane diniboto muska esi hospital diniboto muska ene ma de poor my Ghana wona woto na wo kaseti ano kwa siafo edebe na mutumi ye nye de munim se muko peska e de free MPP for muko peska e de free NDC for wa bra nipa ne to no ska obenya e wona so le fie no otumi de ye no ma e de poor my Ghana o sha manfo pe adwuma manfo enso no edebe e no nya firim na seda ene sa num guase wi obi a moba na so le fie no e ho na mba bedi nkwase asem e ho na mba bu ne boys e ho na mde tuo obache obi a ye de tuo pempem ne nchemu na sefo mo de tuo bobo boys no beda na papa na timi aya ato ana so so otumi nto aso ese wo jai no kohwe dem no ma ye de ekoso opia bontin beduru wa na kamunya san se kamo baaye no monim se nipa no boys no omo no obi panyin na de enenam ntese kamo ye de mukọ nipa no na mko busa no se reverend ebia information se nenya anaso bia be case e de tiawo because reverend enim se wontimi ye de enyane ana wontimi a boys so ye de enyane tie sremo ye behia mo na ebusa mo anum nsem baako enemienu because obi no obro emra so we ni nyina no montimi anye mukọ ya mode mra no ahyem nsem mode mra na ahyem nsem na makwako de nya mra sem e wa so ndem ho e ko gu ni pananum ase because of say na munum say Nana Addo e free para ti Nana Addo betire num asem timo pe kwan be fa so atete Nana Addo entem se na be ya ensem bi ho a Nana Addo entimi mfre no mponya de enye advice mfre no so tam na Nana Addo e pa akonya de no koje advice e free papa yi ho Nana Addo pa akonya ho fon de ene okwa na mo nkasa o because mo nkasa kwana mo ni gide pose Nana Addo betu aba president and then munyina mo kan bi ena Nana Addo na mo paint Nana Addo ni black mo paint Nana Addo ni black na Nana Addo eso na di eye IGP dampare ya nto aba nyino dentia Owusu Bempah e ka se odi IGP so ho yawa odika because IGP ya nto aba nyino and Nana Addo e na pointing no Nana Addo de IGP e ba betena so se Nana Addo de IGP aba wa betena so dia na se IGP to na agrada etimi betena social media edi enya mrasem agrada etimi betena social media etre nipa obu mo faso amafo betena social media eso evidence upon evidence na IGP eto ehwe agrada anim ha na the same IGP tena amomotimi ko disa enya mrasem wo de kire dr Owusu Bempah na se oni na anya de end ni ye no kre weni nyina chiro ne se enya manfo a aye kasama MPP na wana na da bio wana kasama Ghana me Adwenepahene wana kasa efasa no ma no sene me but wiase eso yusu wadwene na hunu se adebu wa enya kasenye adebu na senya kasenye se wa boni issue bai ho apa na giginem me Adwenepahene nam giginem because na me pese be gu Nana Addo anim ase na me pese Nana Addo na nim be gu ase nti be fight here eya ema Nana Addo ehwo ye de eto no we nyina chiro amafo dirty politics obi timi ka se wo kasama MPP misia wa mebo wo kasama NDC misia wa mebo wo kasama we me no won kasa me no ya aka because of politics why na mako akwa chi papa no mako chi papa na nipa no mo de nipa na kwa kotum the question is say reverend say mo mra bonten mo me kan try say e dey ben no ye ya mo de fast our treatment nim because obesina no we can't think far ye twene wa ye ntia say e dey ben na Reverend Dr. Owusu Bempah ye ya mo de fast answer funu e wo my Ghana mu na se da eno no ade course no ye on panyifo bi o hyehyɛ ase a na on person mutu papa no omgu papa nanim ase se de be ya Ghana for because oh na doctor na why say dabi ewiase so be no bro mra so ba so no so de emra di obi a fa ne fa mra kwan so pe ye transaction mama tell social media be ma didi papa na tem wa bra tem papa no eboa ama Nana Addo betra so na mo sa ankofo no na mo hefa tamna Rev. Dr.0ps Bempah e kan say wa Nana Addo anya mo fa ne ti entwa so no satan de sa ankofo ma wrong na afredi e obi anipa no ho fa no na nipa no mo yina free cells wo edna ko hospital a ho po na are ho mo de ko do hospital ho no na masa ja no ko fine na masa babiem obi oda yale mpa so onwane nko ba bia why oda yale mpa so na masa be hankofo no aden mo de hankof abegu ne nsa by force obi a mo da ko tuma ne ho fa no ana mo de na ba doctor so ho we no odwane akọ dabio he na wo odwane akọ na wickedness adwempone e wo mutiri nti ana mo pese mo ya na mo ko papa no satan mo mi nse mo ko papa na firi wiase na mo agenda nyina eno no nse mo ku na firi wiase nti ase mo bono abra ni su de na to hospital na mo asa akọ honom asa akọ the handcuff asa akọ akogu na nsa e wo ho wa abra de pone ko na nipa ne yeye when you actually obia ensuo si no so doctor say ensuo si no so doctor si no so nyina mutimi etutu yi say ya the order efrim panyimfo mu akesem eba na ho na masa order no enye dampale ya ka akesem ayefa enye IGP ene masa order no na IGP wuni utima masa order na agrada to a wojimi no IGP utima masa order no senya nkopɔ nipa yefa no ko hospital a yesa fa hankofu kogu ne nsa meboa na ego tutu so na si no so no yenkunu free wiase modern sa ko back to cells wa baby a honye kra na mo sa de kokoto ye modern kokoto wa wi a munya na life man anaju 2 o'clock ka o mo ko fa no so a number plate ebo ho no enye ka na number plate ka amune ko fa na number plate amune ko fa no so a e oboka no a enye ka number plate dinese adwene ben na etai akire adwene ben na etai sa akire na mo chi na chi adwene ben na etai akire adentra mo de kai kwa ko chi na mo nim se amafo be video pictures be su eno ntino mo de number plate for aboka no say oh number plate do kompo esho a mo kwa ye hunu sa angofo no adentra mo ko chi nipa na mo ko fo nipa na fi hospital ho a mo nyina mo de face mask ekatakata monim ho na asem no ho no ti wenya dan pale wonto wo wenya dan pale so wo wenyina no wanya ho hwe ekoye musicians en na se for dia nanka videos nanka yeye nanka ha ene yes oyo no wa ayi wa hete oyo star IGP papa ye nyina ye do IGP obi no otan but no be no kreda no ese mo de to e kire mo kwache no ese sa ankofo na mo san ba bontam mbodi papa na tem no ese mba bontam pa doctor achewo mbepa na chewo because enya sa no ma we nyina ka obi etira oman no enkoso no ntina ne obu won pese ode ne kra ebesi wo edama oman Ghana no because me gidi pa ye pa se katam na Nana Addo pa akonwa na Nana Addo ebe fight ya se justice enye adwuma but se Nana Addo watiada Nana Addo atiada because onim se ni 8 years de a record we twawie but edimpa yes na hunya edimpa woi yes na hunya se won paade a mukasa nko fidi echi abo ani sunko eja ani so ani sunko obofu e kakra beka won obofu nim so ba wi adotre na nko huye abro so mfaso no onya ohwempo na usunya fedi ampa kakra besumoni na motene ya dibi bedimu na mahunu na hi kakra besuwani no watene ya mupiga o ya dibi bedimu na mahunu na hi mbato samia say ese moya ma papa no chese awreho awura no but montage papa na monka kire say still an owadofofo a motai na chi because story na ekoso nyina no nye say ye follow ye nim nyina from day 1 up to date ye nim nyina enana na adu ntino ohawa Reverend Afam enyo ha okuma adentia obompa ye de protect the sitting president obompa ye oginem 24/7 se Nana Addo ebenya ahoten Nana Addo ebenya nkwatenten na we nyina achi no na mutimi treating pa bad say na mokochi ni sa tam na mudi nose cancer face mask cover muti nyina na adentia mokochi ni pa na kofa ni every hospital adentia sounds na mo se kofa ni pa na every house so na mudi cancer face mask cover muti nyina na ni papa mu a nkese ka sana mbe sa adwopa le kitamu a sam kofa ni pa na kasala ka mbe but na announce owa adofo ho and the boys no so no the pastors no so no a dream e man ntino no so the car e follow 24/7 na satellite e the dam so bia mo nam nyina ba bia kwan ye na nkwase speed na mo nim se mo ya mo no nkwa na nsisi aye ne ya na mo so mo nim se mo so amotim no mo so bi ba affect mo tine ka so koto sa bo bi si unu bi so a ka chen se he abo sole ye so men kan chen se won sole ne so because free so free no so a wo de ba wo so ti sa na dwono kana mo de nam na different number plates videos upon videos are Reverend boys in here no and then kwase speed ya na mo de car na aircon no kwase speed chese mo no ase ne ya jama muska nti ase mu krempo na enfam ho jama muska se papa no nkoku no nti nya ne boys no na na di car na chi a ebe ka mo ko wo papa ne pane bone aduna ne kita mo no mo pese ka mo wo papa ne pane bone na mo kunu fu wiase na wo de be sha an ene ko che no ene oyale ene wawuo na de because na mo pese hospital akompo mo bo no pane bone na nyangopon ene ginem se dabi ye nya sa ade no tena mo de by force e ko tutu nso na sine so no on wa dwen bone ekita mo nti we ni nyina chi no that parliament investigation bia me boa want to investigation bia adentina omutimi ekase ye de ampanyi force ma se yemra mefa no na ID card commitment show bi common ID card ebesi ne ID card commitment show ID card ye de car no number so ekoye DVR le ko hwe mu a number plate na eboka no ho na sa number plate we eboka no ho na BA number ena omra eboka no ho e won kran no mdidi nkwase asem BA number no mna boka no e won kran no mdidi anyamra asem wei bede no muti fan ko kronobo nti won se yes na ka na ma plate na yesei e ba ko hwe mara ka no e men ho ba bia omu wie ya omu ko hwe mu a saa de we sei oh nipa no asa wakoto ka no wa change of name no we mu ne ko yi bai tinese car na ngasa ayobi private car say a number plate o obi private number plate da ho a sa number plate ko po yenyusu o ma seda e na omudi edi nkwase asem ye fa nwu ni pa ni mase ti we say car na mo a wo ye den no ko hunu say sa car we kura na ye chesi a kwa ko hunu da bi o mo hunu da adwempone na na wo mutirim na agrada we te wo empo mutumi nya na sa nyamra sem wi mukochi agrada etimi ni ko han air condition Ghana se ya ka ya chi ano no se ya te wano no ti ana me hunu se sa na we munyina ya adesua udi politics achi a no I careful if you are dealing with politicians you have to be extra careful so mo wani da ho because almost selfish interest there and number 1 politicians I to say bema ko se oba pe obedodo na wonyanya no se kua eno ano no owi a no ko radio station na NDC ni MPP mo she de kontokwa radio station omo see from off air kojo ene de jack ya fire o ye go pa akole bi ni ye go pa we ni na omo dina ba do na omo sere ni ya omo to futuro akagagum na oto wo se me de odo am wo ma hama de Odam o Nana Addo de wa beka Nana Addo asem wa beka Mahama asem nsona omote wo no mo sere mo twe Nana Addo ba school akese ska akese no mudie Mahama ma chile akese school akese no mokọ we wona wodo wedie ekun wona woto na da bia Nana Addo Mahama Nana Addo de na wunya firim Nana Addo kampu ekwa ukojina ho ombebo wato atwene script for bepamo yebe kire ose yenimu ntuti wiase na se wo de wo se Rev.Owusu Bempah na ono no ekon muntokwa was spiritual and physical na se ono aba abonten abefo ese se wodi Nana Addo ho yawa odika so ka so di Nana Addo ho yawa because Jidia no wo Nana Addo mu no Jidia no onim se Nana Addo onyama no yesa jidie na Nana Addo e the man back Jidia onyade ma vice president no yesa eno no mo the man back Jidia onya e the man dampare no yesa jidie no eno onya ne back won ka se wo brom raso wo mrom raso ti so ka se wo dom ho yawa wodi eka okaso wo di omo yawa wodika because onim bra wa bre ona Nana Addo covid baaye emuni omo acheche sade be ya Nana Addo be sa hwini akonwa ne biem Reverend okaho bi pa yo wa mafo wo Ghana fake no one omoye nkwasede no omoye nsem hu no omoye ye be ka ho asem aka obie na obeteki ayida nso hwe ni papa no tell my Ghana mu a oye na de genuine oye ni bibia pepepe no ono na mudi nsemfon edi no na wo sa akwa na ati US na wo so le a propaganda nko na wo ye no wonim sa ade ni wo se edi wo be video up to part 20 no wo de nya abotre na time no abawie because ehun se mo nka no kore ye fe no kore mo nka bi mo ka wo bi na da bia na manfo na MPP fo ayi say na we ayi say na NDC fo ayi say mo sole a Canada Japan na da for pan Ibrahim Mahama ono ne too close pa so many party ba ku parliament na omote no omba camera mu a na mo ye hey after off air no omo ka papa ti say wo ya ade na ade na wo ye no emwa wa ese o study hu say yes baby a me ade na nipa na me ade ni di no enye kanokure because of say the same MPP for him obi wo say obi be panyin kakra bi mpo a na eye nipa na ya say we be panyin no nti debentina anka Rev.Owusu Bempah e debentina ono no be na Addo na eye bi mo ya na sem nyina nie because enim say na so obeka no na Nana Addo mpa wo bebo no na Nana Addo ebe follow just say pekwan bi so no na ye say o montem mo me say the second video no just say ebe je unsem
Inim ne say ya chini pampa.
Now what I know is that even when someone is under arrest,
Ya don't famra kwan so.
There are lawful procedures to follow.
Anything beyond emra kwan so bia no, there is something behind.
So if something happens beyond what has been prescribed in law, then there is someone engineering something behind it. I have not caused or staged a coup d'etat. I have not killed anyone. So why was it necessary that I will be handcuffed while I was on the hospital bed on admission at the hospital?
Sir.
Now, I think that if you want to cause an arrest, you want to arrest me, that is the man of God, or any of his pastors, I do not think that the appropriate means is to come into the neighborhood of the church and fire shots in the neighborhood. So I was in cells.
I'm saying 3 days as a 4 days.
3 days or 4 days.
Abusia, Mr. Mumumbe Masum, Namuntie Ahaye Pa. A choir on the Reverend F. So, our cells, Munten ye pa. It's about time one. It's a kind of correction and quasiafo bi mo.
The things I went through, it is only God that bears me witness. Now I am saying this to the hearing of everyone.
In fact, yes, I am by hospital.
A second time, I was brought to the hospital
because still not me home told me
because I was still not okay.
Anajo na aplosifor aba hono ma omode ayi hyehyɛ omanim mask
face mask
face mask hyehyɛ omanim o ma sa the handcuff abegu me nsa sɛ
now a second time while I was in the hospital
Jojo nipa sei aden
late in the evening
there's some phone no
personnel with face mask.
Now when you say Fred as a one better social media papa you to say wonsu nyansa kan kwase asem sa twetwantro
to the police cell.
Ahoya ashomu mase.
Now what I'm saying, God bears me witness.
I
can swear on my life and swear by the anointing of God on my life.
Revelation.
Now while I was in cells, I had a revelation.
Me who said police for the handcuff of Guminsa. Baku to say. The moon answer back home at the injection. Woman.
Now,
Timisomu revelation. Timene Proswana Panyana no Puye. Intimatiamu. A more cells for no Omu me as also be better. Oh my, I'm a witness. I'm a Bubusa, the papa, I don't suffer the idea, and I'm saying your shoe.
Now, while I was in the cell, I had a revelation. I saw that I was sitting between two policemen who were armed, and one of them removed a syringe to inject me with a substance. I struggled with that person in the revelation, and I managed to break the needle. And I shouted from the revelation and it came out. So everyone in the cells heard me. And so they rushed and said, man of God, what is wrong? Is there anything wrong with you? Some of them are watching and I'm sure they would bear me witness.
Enti tama yesambe family they may call hospital hono and I catch soften and akwesisa sofo. Revelation say ne menya. Enti abeya mamun kofi mon twan because me suspect some confirm person MPB.
Yes.
So when they came for me to take me to the hospital, I whispered to Reverend Nana Addo's ears and said to him that this is the revelation I've seen. So I told them they should wait and not go home. They should just be on the compound because I believe that they want to do something evil to me. And so Reverend Nana Addo and the others listened to what I said and they waited. So while I was in the hospital, Reverend Nana Addo had parked the vehicle somewhere, just observing what will happen.
The handcuff the goom inside.
Now, so it happened late in the night that there were some policemen that came with face masks on and with arms. They came that by an order they must remove me from the cells. Sorry, from the police ward. Sorry, from the hospital ward. I'm sorry, from the hospital ward. They were taking me to a place. I asked them, "Where are you taking me?"
Nebana cry confused.
To me, they would say nothing to me.
Sir, na soften na kwasini ya ule mwahu. So police found the handcuff of Gume so mo de meba.
So Reverend Nana Addo and Awule had seen that these masked policemen had handcuffed me and they were bringing me out from the hospital ward and they were bringing me out to their vehicle. So they moved the car
police for car now and
they came close to the vehicle where they were in which they were going to put me. So Reverend Nana got down and said, "Where are you taking my father?" And he said to them, "You cannot harm him. You cannot take him anywhere to harm him."
Mr. Owusu, Reverend Owusu, and I saw them penny for
because he said to them that Reverend Owusu and other elders of the church are all around. So he warned them, don't try to do anything evil. Where are you taking him? They didn't answer. So,
yes.
Reverend Nana Kwesi and the others an attempt to video the vehicle, take a video of the vehicle. And so when they came late into the night, they came to the hospital late at night with guns and they were going to take me away. They took a video coverage of what was happening. So that is the car on the television you are seeing.
Na car ne number ya kwakoye ehun search Hyundai Honda Civic big car number and a police car no.
Now later on
so-called Ghana
we conducted a search and we found out that the registration number on the so-called police vehicle was a registration number of a Honda Civic vehicle, not a Toyota Tundra. So ask yourself, at that ungodly hour, where were they taking me to? What were they going to do?
Argentina, Mobe Family Free Hospital. Police were new.
So why would you come for me from the hospital with mask on your face? Why don't you want me to see your faces?
So
if someone sitting somewhere says,
he
understand.
So for Owusu Bempah so di yawo.
Abusia muntie haye pa ahana obeka the sitting president Nana Addo and IGP and vice president ho asem muntie ni ye pa wa ha.
My Prophet Owusu Bempah said he's offended. He's got bitterness in him. Because I mentioned that I was so offended in the president of the Republic of Ghana.
Your vice president
and again I was so offended in the president of Ghana.
Now,
yes.
If somebody says that Rev.Owusu Bempah is not above the law,
that's the question.
He faulted on the law, and they were dealing with him in accordance with law. Now ask yourself, what did I really do?
Bonnie, I mean, and he says, Obi. Edi matem twa ntro to me so ema ebrebi kura media bufuo ebeye bibi odema no onipa de sanit mi twa ntro to me so say anadwo 1 o'clock bi oba me bedroom.
Now perhaps the offense I had committed was that somebody without any justifiable reason insults me, says lies about me, says all manner of things, defamatory things about me.
And social media
and will make it viral. Say on social media that and can go the extent of saying that I slept with somebody's wife, I have impregnated the woman, and the woman has a child for me. So the woman claimed she used to come to my at dawn around 1 a.m. Which 1 a.m. and on which day? So there were times anointing bottles of anointing oil here, if you can recall. Now I was doing so to demonstrate that what happened or what she was saying was not true. So this is what I said, that if it is true that woman ever came to my house, to my bedroom, and saw streets in my house,
sending messages, pressing my men. Abraham Yaminum Sanya no cre. Say no cre say, Bibi Sa Honoma. Onyaminim confirmation.
Now what I said was that if it were true that the woman came to my house at 1 a.m. at midnight and saw all the things she claimed she saw, that there were snakes in my house and all the eerie things she said, if they were true, let God take my life from me that day. And if it is not true, and I know honestly that it is not true, let God deal with them. Now all these things happened, and there were certain chiefs in the neighborhood where that woman lives, and certain chiefs in Accra that came to my house. I did not invite them. They came to see me in my house. They said to me, man of God, we are not happy about what the woman is doing to you. She is defaming you, saying all manner of lies.
Your social media no so and okonfuba agrada bedi di apostle atem bebre the din atem wodne ye breakfast and opa wodin atem awia din atem anwumle wodin atem ahomache meanim se na agrada na opese reverend ene ne twempena se seyo o metase dwene wa mentiase mami ebe trotro shares da bia etro challenge ede ma papa yi se wa ye brema omienhia obechenare sabi onu so nim se nyame enwosra ewo no so ntino wo se saade a afede afonome no mesuma de mehia wo na omuhia omko agrada wa agrada edwane omko yeso mafa mbranche omsem o omanwura agrada fie omugina street nim a video live video bibia de bia koso ti the bonia wo ye no ana ti satana Ghana mpanyimfo no omwe we ne nyina chi no agrada asambeta social media no say di papa ya tem say di na tem left and right kwase asem say ya na maame we to oye ono mpomuti fa no mfa sa kwase amra no enso because munim de enoma e wo mo ne ntem amone na hyehye eno ntina agrada eti Ghana nsem fonkwa na wodi no
you and insulting you. They said to me that we are the custodians of the lands of Accra. We are going to speak to the woman and we are going to tell her to stop what she's doing, because it is peace that it is good that we foster peace, promote peace between the two of you. So one of the chiefs that came to my house on that day called me and said to me that they had indeed had conference with a woman and they had spoken with her. And he also told me that the woman had agreed to settle the scores with me and to apologize to me about all the things that she had been saying concerning me. Now, so they sent their own men to meet me at church, and they were leading me. They were supposed to lead me to where the chief's palace was. Now, I thought I was going to ensure that there will be peace.
Something different.
It ended up becoming something different. Now that is what is pending before a court that I cannot go into the details.
Yes.
Now that day, or those that insulted me and blamed me, criticized me, why I carried guns and sticks and all manner of weapons to the woman's house, I'm sure the day I would explain the details of it, your teeth will be set on edge. I never took any weapon to any woman's house. Now I had decided I wouldn't go, but because of the respect I wanted to show to the chief that came, and the fact that I desired that there will be peace. Now, in
the Reverend,
I've said to you that I will explain what happened when we went away. Now, I have not done anything wrong. I do not know of any offense I have committed.
Now, proceed for Semuhia Mimpa. To me, Emma Cheminko.
Now, if the police intended to really arrest me, they had the option to come wherever they will find me to arrest me. But I was having church service, and it was during the church service that some people purporting to be policemen came around with guns in the neighborhood to shoot. You know where my church is situated. Now you had the option to wait. Let me finish church and come and inform me that man of God, we have been sent to arrest you, so you are under arrest. And in addition to you, we are arresting Mr. ABC because nobody is above the law. Now we would have followed them quietly and would have followed them to the police station or wherever they wanted us to go with them. But they came around to shoot in the neighborhood, purporting to cause an arrest. But I do not think that is how an arrest ought to be effected.
Hospital mask show many when you na 77 previous Tigana man penny and a vice president and to no more cancer dampering treating me
now. So all these harassments and maltreatment while I was at cell and I was on admission at the hospital, all these things happened, and I'm wondering whether the president of Ghana and the vice president of Ghana instructed the IGP to treat me in this manner. Very soon I'm going to end what I have to say. But I have not staged a coup. I was not involved in an armed robbery. I have not gone to anyone's house with a gun to shoot anyone. And I have not gone to anyone's house to threaten the person to kill him or her. So imagine the way they treated me. Why do you think they treated me in this way? So when I said that I was offended in the president of Ghana, and I was offended in the vice president of Ghana,
yes,
I feel I have a cause.
Ena minia osofo Nana Kwesi ene me brother papaya awule ene me bakofi ena nko mo de car ebe pie nkrofo iso a ka minim de omokoye mi o.
Because if the Lord had not revealed this to me, and if I had not informed my brother Nana Kwesi, and if they had not waited in the neighborhood, I don't know what these masked men purporting to be police people, I don't know what they would have done to me.
There
have been certain things from certain quarters that I don't want to talk about. Now that night when they came there to take me in their mask, they did not come to take me for no reason. They were going to do harm.
Abusia also area so there be a kasa say wa obetiasi no kwekam no there be ano na nipa bibraye wadwene say ye kan ayede ehia na ya tan wo but ewiase de nyankopon ayede wo hira no ayede no wo hira no papa Bempah ya me hira no pa wo de moa mo nhwe the way amanfo si tan no so there be nyankopon ayede epija no there be nyankopon ayede epushiri ma ne kwa animu esimpose mo de awerho ehye papa nim lese ka papa ne de enko otumi nkasa onya hwe mo abachi nipa no hwe kwan amode nipa no efa so nti okase odi Nana Addo ene vice ho yawo na mo so mo nte ase a mo pa mo konkonko hyepo no kran ba akopɛ because Nana Addo ene yi eye e kan say eyi dampare e baaye na enti no saa no ma na course no na ka dampare betim da fa ekwan papa so se da bi mama nko nipa na so le nko tututuo munim nipa na fie munim nipa na so le ho no ka bia munim tama nipa na ode pon mo nipa na number monton kra enkante nipa se na tie obetuka ade court ho no nyo no ane ba ade ta mo fa nipa na mfa saa emra kwan so na mo de emra no ehye mo nsam sempese mo gu nipa na nim ase na yesenya manfo betena social media ebe kasa ede tie papa no se betwa ntro adentia wo se odi Nana Addo ho yaw wodi dampare ho yaw wodi vice president ho yaw ntino monti bida wa abra tama nipa nde ne kra eto ho a na wo ko nipa no air fight ama Nana Addo abenya akonye na di no musa angofo na mo we nkanenga Nana Addo wonye president a musa angofo na mo pe bibi edi nhwehwe ne mu ebetena social media Nana Addo wonye president akambo yesa anu man kamunye but nedie ni papa na ono te wona wono e kan asem ni papa na wo ya ade a kede ye support no mo betena ho a na jimie sa dirty politics ena ma Ghana enkoso no politics fo ena ma oman Ghana enkoso no de mo de ye doctor no tam no aso awie ni aka chem se ewiase so dua body a betwa body udua kodu so bedu betwa kodu maka chem se me Adwenepahene de me metena me yesa mu dirty politics no me metena se e me kasa ai kataso mu aso bebe no kroda na beto wotu wo se pese o my Ghana nkoso nso so le a agra dance and fort Ghana aid no na obefo aso agra that Ghana ebunu papa so jijaman for gold twitwa ntro kikanse hunu so le wo di atem na wotu wonum se wo ana dende mo na mo so MPP communicators na ya mo support agrada why adenta mo support agrada ka deba de ne koso mo ne agrada antemu a mo support agrada mo na mo so mo kasa ma kan say MPP no deba ne koso a mo ntimi kan agrada mo ntimi tu agrada ase a mo support agrada mo tam aso tam no aso ewiase ba bia no kreda bia no ye beto na wo bia hu ba bia no kreda eda reverend ba bia wo bia no nyangopo wo nhira wo won to nkwanem ye de ba bia no kre wo no eni betina samya Adwenepahene meti ase no ma hu se ni pastor so mo de emra ebidina enya mra pa no ye ntena ase enye hwe han wa abra mutumi de car obi private car number ko tale police car ho sam no kwa arrest obi wa abra enye sa car no ne number plate nese mo ko chi ni pa se mu kuku no eye panie bone se na nyame yi kire no e wo sales wo se ohunu se o mo pese mo de panie e wo no na ye no kre because sa anadwo no me hunu nyansam bi e wo mu a mo de koye sa ene o ma no ko tam no free sales wa mo san ed ne ko chinchin ye de ko konko speed bi a se mo de ko bi a mo sa de ne ba back afei na issue na start nti wo na beba social media be kan kwasi asem eda fa ho na denden da no kura no o ba beta social media abeyi nsem sensen ho na betu piga na woto na agrada di nkwasi asem no wo pese Ghana nkoso nsamfo na agrada to di kwan so meboa awusha yada mase yese agrada no na ade esa eye nkurasefo sare pepe eye bebuo kese pa nim se de wasopa no wontie de wani no wanya de wonhwe na yede yebetie ni ahwe ni aye investigation ehu ni eko na videos upon videos a reverend apostle ne mano video e no ni nyina ewo ho ni nyina egu yakache na said the videos no ba bonten a dampare wan hwe a woni begu ase wan hwe a national security mo Ghana wan hwe mo ni begu ase wan hwe nim gu ase kese e na beka mo because ekwan a omo fa so treaty papa no ekwan a omo de ka no fa so muni fa so de konkwasa speed no na ko mbesom kuku papa no efiri ho ko mbesom jojo papa na ga papa no obeta no kojo to bata wiase de nyame ahira no wahira no untumi nyini pa nkwa enfiri ne nsam da some dirty politics na no kweda ho a monka on the name say mu kasama MPP nkasama NDC no munya sa ansemfo na ya mudi no na yenka no kure papa ne say the question is say debe no yeye amode ne fa sa anyamra kwan no so no momra abotana me ya no na mota Adwenepahene enka biem medam asem de mesie nyame adoma me sa tenka bi oba so a na wa share video no ayede eda maye no follow pages no Adwenepahene TV ebo adwuma Becky TV ebo adwuma Direct TV ebo adwuma Adwenepahene media eso ye de ebo adwuma uko YouTuber benye videos so nyina da hwe Becky TV Adwenepahene TV TikTok so no benye videos aye de ahwe se na be adane da bia no o subscribe a ye ba ya pa ebi ya de ed amount na ye nyina ye nkamom na munya se adwenpone ewo mutirimu a ba bia na kweda no mo mbese mbeka on the name of politics we yan this ni we yan pipini ma one ni nua enkasa wa abra Nana Addo ene mahama omo ye baaku omo mpa omo diska omo mpa omo dakasa kesiem omo mpa omo enjoy better life no omo nyaaka wona kontomire kurampu no ubedi agiso ko pachew ansa na wanya ededi no wona Addo kokrumuti ekoto aba ne ma nipa no ansa na ben nipa ne mpo no let sakese ne ba bia ubewurawura na nyasem kuma wono wone mahama omo nyaaka da omo te adwuma nase timo woni ena ho but Rev.Owusu Bempah ye dem paebo ekotwi ko breman eta wachi nyame ntino bibie ni ho a otamfa bonsam na hyehya ebetimi akonka woda otamfa bonsam do ma hyehye nyina no adwiregu nyina ye de ayekwa ubeguso dinkunim kusise wiase ebesei ye de mosia nyame adom besa tenka biem peace out.